You still at the oath, Mr. Pistorius?
Thank you, my lady.
Yes, Mr. Roux.
Thank you, my lady. Mr. Pistorius, during cross-examination, and I'm going to ask you about this, but I'm going to read from the official record, page 1773. You said that, with reference to the door slamming, that I thought that there was either somebody was going into the toilet or that somebody had kicked the door, because the door opens up near where the window is.
That's correct, my lady.
Then you carried on to say, I was hoping that a person was fleeing the house and that process had kicked the door closed. Can you remember that?
Yes, that's correct, my lady.
It was then put to you that you either heard somebody kick the door or slammed it.
That's correct, my lady.
And you then responded by saying you never heard someone kicking the door.
That's correct. I never heard somebody kicking the door, my lady. It was put to me that I either heard somebody kicking the door or slamming the door. What I said was that the door was either kicked, which resulted in it slamming, or somebody slammed it, my lady.
You then were confronted with that and you apologized because it was put to you that you heard somebody kick or slam the door. Why did you apologize?
I was confused by the way it was put across, my lady. I was told that I'd put it across in a manner in which I had said that I had heard the door being kicked or slammed, and I didn't hear the door being kicked. I said the door was either kicked by an intruder leaving the house, which resulted in it slamming. That's what I meant.
Then the second question, it won't be a lot, it's just a number of questions. Could you explain to the court, if you talk about an accident, what is it that you mean by that?
I mean the situation, the situation as a whole. It wasn't meant to be.
Now, when you were standing with your firearm pointing to the toilet door, what emotions did you experience?
I was terrified. I feared for my life. I was just scared. I was thinking about what could happen to me and to Riva. I was just extremely fearful, overcome with a sense of terror and vulnerability.
And when you heard the noise that you interpreted to be the door opening, what was the feeling that or the emotion that you experienced?
It was just complete terror and helplessness, my lady.
Could you please repeat that? I'm sorry, it was just a
I beg your pardon. I said it was complete terror and just a feeling of helplessness, not having anything to be able to do, my lady, not being able to defend myself.
Did you consciously pull the trigger or not?
Not, my lady. I didn't think about pulling the trigger. As soon as I heard the noise, before I could think, I pulled the trigger, my lady.
But you pulled the trigger?
That's correct, my lady.
May I please support, my lady? I'm not going to jump up and down. It's always difficult in re-examination. But I want to ask the court to be vigilant about leading questions. But you pulled the trigger. That is just what's said. That is just yes. That suggests a yes. That's not a question for the yes or no. So, my lady, I've just used this opportunity. I will be listening to leading questions, and if that could just be avoided, my lady, so that I don't have to get up and object every time.
He's correct, my lady. It followed the previous one, but he's quite correct in his objection. I agree. If I may show you photo 69. If I may just ask to blow up the magnify to some extent the denim on the floor, the trousers. Can you look at the trousers, Mr. Pistorius?
Yes, I can, my lady.
We know there was a previous photograph, 68, where it was inside out. And what is on that photo?
Well, photo 68, they're inside out, my lady. And photo 69, they seem and appear to be in a different way. The way with the outside out, my lady.
I can't see that, Mr. Roux. Is there a way of making it bigger? I can't see.
Is there a way that you can make it bigger? Could you explain to the court why you say so, Mr. Pistorius?
One can see where the belt leads across the top of the jeans at the top right. And there's no fold in the or colour change as in the previous photo, my lady.
Mr. Pistorius, at the bail application, when you deposed to your bail affidavit, was it at the time that you had access to the statements in the docket?
No, my lady, it was in the beginning of my bail. It was before the inspecting officer, Hilton Buerta, even gave his evidence, my lady.
Could you just repeat that? I could not hear you.
I beg your pardon. There was a police officer, Hilton Buerta, my lady, who was the investigating officer, who was later taken off the case, who's not here, before he even gave his evidence, I'd done the bail statement, my lady.
When you were asked to scream in the test done, Mr. Pistorius, do you know if any equipment was used?
I remember some equipment was used, my lady. I'm not sure as to what tests were done. They asked me to be ready for a certain time to do the testing, and I did it, and it made me fairly emotional, and the persons were unknown to me who did the tests.
You were asked, cross-examined, relevant to the relationship between you and Reba. Can you remember that?
Yes, I can, my lady.
I want you to look at a document. What's the last example? could you just give copies, please? And to the court. What is, before I give it a number, Mr. Pistorius, what is that I've handed you? What document is that?
This is my Valentine's card, my lady.
Your?
Excuse me, the Valentine's letter and card from Revo, my lady.
For which Valentine's Day?
For the Valentine, for the day when the accident happened, my lady.
My lady, would that be marked as Exhibit HHH. And what does it say? Can you read that?
The envelope says Aussie.
Could you just read everything on outside?
I beg your pardon. The envelope says Aussie with some hearts and a squiggle. And then it says on the front of the card, roses are red, violets are blue. And then on the inside, she wrote the date on the left. And then on the right, she says, I think today is a good day to tell you that. And then it says, I love you. And then she signed it with her name and a smiley face and some kisses.
Thank you, my lady. I have no further re-examination.
Thank you.
Mr. Pistorius,
Yes, my lady.
could you please confirm if the deceased in this matter had access to the alarm remote?
She did, my lady.
And could she activate and deactivate the alarm?
I'm not sure if she knew how to, but she would have been able to if she had the remote, my lady.
One last question from me. I would like to know if you could answer if the light in the toilet, if it was working at the time of the incident.
It wasn't working, my lady.
Thank you.
Any questions arising?
None from us.
None. Thank you, my lady.
Thank you. Before I ask the witness to step down, I just want to make sure about something. That structure that we see there with a door, is it common cause that the structure is a replica of the toilet at the accused place? Because I don't quite remember how it was put.
Size-wise, my lady, it's a replica. It gives the correct size of the toilet, and it's a toilet door, of course, with the missing parts. But yeah, to that extent, a replica, and the extent that it replicates the size of and the layout of the toilet.
Okay.
My lady, if I may add, it doesn't have a frame that's similar to the frame that I had at my house.
Please.
Indeed, my lady. It's a replica, size-wise, layout-wise, and the way the door is fitted.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Pistorius,
Thank you, my lady.
for your assistance. You may step down. Yes, Mr.
My lady, I was informed yesterday it would go to about lunchtime. I managed to get my witness. I just need till 12:15 to confer with the witness that I have all the documents, if I may ask for that indulgence.
You need until 12:15.
12:15, my lady.
Court will adjourn.
Come here, guys, go to lunch.